Imagine the sun disappearing below the horizon. Within minutes, every color around you fades into complete darkness. There are no streetlights, no flashlights, no locked doors, no safe house waiting for you. Somewhere beyond the trees, glowing eyes are watching. You can't see them, but they can see you. For our ancient ancestors, night wasn't peaceful. It was a daily fight to stay alive. Every sunset meant facing predators, freezing temperatures, and the terrifying fear of what might be hiding just beyond the firelight. There was no morning guarantee. Every single night was a gamble with survival itself. Yet, somehow, humans survived millions of these deadly nights. Even more surprising, those terrifying nights permanently shaped the brain you're using right now. The same brain that keeps you up at 2 a.m. or makes you flinch at a strange noise in an empty house. So how did prehistoric humans survive when the dark made them one of the weakest creatures on Earth? The answer completely changes how we think about fear, sleep, and even our modern lives. For over 99% of human history, humans lived without electricity. No bulbs, no screens, no porch lights glowing in the distance, just the sun, the moon, and whatever fire they could keep burning. When the sun disappeared, so did their greatest advantage, their vision. Unlike lions, leopards, and giant hyenas, humans aren't built for the night. Our eyes struggle in low light. We can't outrun predators, and we have no claws, no fangs, almost no natural defenses. Put a human alone in the dark savanna, and, on paper, we don't stand a chance. By every logical measure, our ancestors should have gone extinct, but they didn't. Instead, they adapted in ways that still shape our behavior today, patterns wired so deep into our biology that we still live by them even in cities full of streetlights. Scientists believe our fear of the dark, our different sleep schedules, and even the reason some people naturally stay up late are all echoes of a survival system built thousands of generations ago. To understand why, we need to travel back nearly 2 million years to a world lit only by starlight. The nightmare of the savannah. Picture yourself standing on the African savannah after sunset. The air turns colder, the sounds shift, birds go silent, and new noises take over. A distant growl, a branch snapping, wind moving through tall grass that could be hiding anything. Every rustle in the grass could mean death. During the day, humans could spot danger from a distance, read footprints, watch the horizon. But once the sun went down, the advantage flipped completely. The night belonged to predators built specifically for it. Biologist Craig Packer discovered something fascinating while studying lion attacks in Tanzania. Human attacks spiked dramatically on the darkest nights that followed a full moon. On bright moonlit nights, prey animals stayed alert, making it harder for lions to hunt undetected. But once true darkness returned, no moon, no light, nothing but black, lions became far more successful hunters, and humans became easy, defenseless targets. Researchers believe this helps explain why we naturally grow more alert and anxious after sunset, even today, even in a locked apartment with the lights off. Our fear isn't imaginary, it's inherited. For millions of years, the dark meant something was hunting us. That fear kept our ancestors cautious enough to survive long enough to pass their genes forward. The power that changed everything. Then, humanity made one of the greatest discoveries in history: fire. Most people think it simply kept early humans warm, but it did something far bigger. It shifted the entire balance of power between humans and the animal kingdom. Predators instinctively avoided flames. A small campfire created a circle of safety in an otherwise deadly world, a boundary that lions, hyenas, and leopards wouldn't cross. For the first time in human history, people could rest without constantly bracing for an attack. But fire offered another powerful advantage. It extended the day. Instead of hiding silently in the dark, families gathered around the flames. They repaired tools, cooked food, which made it easier to digest and freed up energy for bigger brains, shared knowledge passed down from elders, told stories that carried lessons, warnings, and history from one generation to the next. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham argues these evenings around the fire helped strengthen language, cooperation, and culture itself, turning small family groups into something closer to a community. In other words, humans didn't just survive around fire, we became human around it. Yet even with fire, danger never fully disappeared, because eventually everyone had to sleep. And sleeping in the wilderness, even near a fire, was one of the riskiest things a human could do. A sleeping human is a blind, defenseless human. So how did entire groups survive the night, generation after generation, without being wiped out? The answer surprised scientists: the secret night watch. To find out, one researcher turned to a tribe still living the way our ancestors once did. In 2017, evolutionary anthropologist David Sampson studied the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the few remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, living without electricity, clocks, or modern schedules. His team tracked the sleep of 33 tribes members over several weeks, expecting to find everyone asleep at some point during the night. But instead, they found something incredible. Out of more than 200 hours of observation, there were only 18 minutes when every single person was asleep at the same time. Think about that. An entire tribe, men, women, elders, teenagers, together fully asleep for 18 minutes out of 200 hours. Someone was almost always awake. Not because they were assigned as guards, not because of strict rules or a schedule pinned to a tree. It happened naturally. Some tribe members preferred sleeping early and waking before dawn. Others stayed up naturally until late at night, wide awake while everyone else was sleeping. Teenagers stayed up latest of all, exactly the pattern parents complain about today. These different biological clocks created a near-perfect self-organizing system. Someone was always tending the fire, listening for danger, watching the shadows beyond the firelight. Scientists call this the Sentinel Hypothesis. The very sleep differences that frustrate families today, that night owl who can't fall asleep before midnight, or the early riser who's up before the sun, those patterns may ancient survival strategies, passed down through thousands of generations, still running quietly in the background of modern life. But there's another surprise waiting. Modern society tells us healthy sleep means 8 hours uninterrupted, straight through the night, no waking up in between. History suggests otherwise. Historian A. Roger Ickerch spent decades combing through diaries, court records, and medical texts, and found that before electric lighting, people commonly slept in 2 separate stretches, not one long block. They went to bed shortly after sunset, slept about 4 hours, woke naturally for an hour or 2 in the middle of the night, then returned for a second sleep until morning. People used this quiet window to pray, talk quietly with family, tend the fire, or simply lie in the dark and think. Nobody considered it strange. It was just how the night worked. Centuries later, psychiatrist Dr. Thomas Ware decided to test the idea in a modern lab. He removed artificial light from a group of volunteers and let them experience long, natural nights. No lamps, no screens, nothing but darkness stretching on for 14 hours at a time. After several weeks, something remarkable happened. Without any instruction, without anyone telling them what to expect, their bodies fell into the exact same 2-part sleeping pattern described in centuries-old historical records. It seemed modern humans still carried the biological rhythm of their prehistoric ancestors, buried under generations of artificial light. Perhaps our bodies never forgot. Our environment simply changed around us. Today, one tap on a light switch pushes the dark away completely. But for millions of years, every single sunset put human survival to the test. Those long, terrifying nights taught us to work together, to protect one another, to build fires that pushed back the darkness, to tell stories that carried meaning across generations, to stay alert when danger was close, and to trust the person next to you to stay alert when you couldn't. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night staring at the ceiling for no clear reason, don't assume something is wrong. You might just be feeling an ancient rhythm, one that once helped keep your entire tribe alive until sunrise. The world around us has changed beyond recognition, but somewhere deep in your brain, the prehistoric survivor is still there, still listening, still watching, still waiting for the sunrise. If this journey